Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Box Office Talk. This is the show where I break down what happened at the box office, see if my predictions for the top 5 are correct, and then make predictions for next week's top 5. So let's get right on into it. Last week I predicted that number 1 would be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, number 2 would be XMen Apocalypse, number 3 would be Alice Through the Looking Glass, number 4 would be Me Before You, and that number 5 would be Pop Star Never Stop, Never Stopping. And I only got 2 out of 5 of my predictions correct, which, that's all right. And let's talk about it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles obviously came in at the number 1 spot. I think that was kind of obvious. But what surprised me the most was that the first movie opened up with 65 million. However, this movie opened up with $35 million, and this is on a budget of 135. Now, the first movie had a budget of 125, so this is like 10 million more. However, opening with 35 million, 100 less than your budget, I don't think that's gonna happen. And opening 30 million less than the first movie opened with, that doesn't sound pretty good. It doesn't seem like this movie is gonna be as financially successful as the first movie was. However, I'm sure worldwide some people will also see it. I'm sure it'll get like over 100 million, maybe. It's just opening with these kind of numbers. It just doesn't seem very good for this kind of movie. Probably lower than Paramount's expectations for its opening weekend, even though I'm a little disappointed by it, but I'm not a whole lot because I had fun with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. It's just, it could have been a little better. However, I still had fun with it. Full review coming soon. Number 2 was X-Men Apocalypse. This weekend made $22 million, and that adds to a total of 116 million. So it's only 62 million away from its 178 million dollar budget. It'll probably get there in no time. I never doubted that maybe it wouldn't get its budget back. I just thought it probably won't do as well as any other X-Men movie. It's not like it's doing horribly. It's doing all right. It's just compared to other superhero movies that have come out this year as well, it's just not doing all that great. Anyways, number 3, Me Before You. That one movie that looks like a movie. I don't know. Let's talk about it. It made $18 million this weekend, and it's only $2 million away from its budget of $20 million, so it'll get there in no time. Like, probably tomorrow, it'll probably get $2 million, and it'll get its budget back, which doesn't surprise me at all, because it's based off a book about a couple who fall in love, even though one guy is paralyzed, and the girl falls in love with him anyways, and love is weird. And I'm going to move on because I haven't seen it. But number 4 was Alice Through the Looking Glass. It turns out it wasn't strong enough to beat out Me Before You anyways. That's kind of sad, but at the same time, not really, because the movie sucked. Anyways, it made $10 million this weekend, adding to a total of 50 million, and it's on a budget of 170, so it's 120 million off of its budget, which is very bad. I haven't checked the worldwide numbers, but I doubt that it just got its budget back worldwide, because holy crap, like compared to the domestic opening weekends for in between Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass, I imagine that it's probably around the same for worldwide as well. Anyways, number 5 was the Angry Birds movie. This weekend it made $9 million, and that adds to a total of $86 million. It is $13 million over its $73 million budget. That's very cool. I don't think it's going to be able to double its budget. Like, maybe it'll get to like 120 million and then stop right there. But overall, it's doing pretty good, and I had a fun time with Angry Birds. I will put a review up as soon as I can, but I had a fun time with it, and I will go in detail some other time. Let's move on to number 6, which is Captain America Civil War. This weekend it made $7 million, and that adds to a total of $388 million. It is $12 million away from crossing $400 million domestically, and that is super awesome. And it's also the number 1 highest grossing movie domestically of the entire year. So that is also pretty awesome to think about, and I'm not sure if it's going to be able to stay the highest grossing movie for the entire year because, Rogue One. Number 7, which was Neighbors 2 Sorority Rising, making $4,700,000, adding to a total of 48 million, and it's 13 million away from its $35 million budget, which is pretty good. Will it double its budget of 35, which would be like 70 million, like 20? Could it make $22 million and be able to cross that? Maybe. I don't think so. I'm not. I like judging like making $4 million right now after like 3 weeks. has passed, or 2 weeks, really, 2 weeks since its initial release. I don't think it'll be able to get to double its budget. Or maybe it will, and I'm just lying to you. Or maybe I'm just stupid in general. Speaking of stupid, let's move on to number 8, which was Pop Star Never Stop, Never Stopping, making $4,630,000 on a budget of 20 million. So that's kind of depressing for this movie. And I just got out of seeing Pop Star, review coming soon, but I'll just say it was really funny, and I have no idea why it's doing so poorly at the box office right now. I thought it was a really entertaining movie. I wish more people would go see it. If you haven't seen Popstar yet, you can go see it still. Please do. It's actually pretty funny, and I would recommend it. It's kind of a shame that it didn't make its budget back. But there's another movie that I'm about to talk about that didn't get its budget back that's a little more depressing. Anyways, number 9, The Jungle Book, making $4,247,000, and that adds to a total of $347 million. And it is $3 million away from actually doubling its budget, which $175 million budget, double that is 350, and it's $3 million away from doing that. That is very good for this movie. This movie has proven to be a really great financial success, and I think it's about to leave, and that's kind of sad, but it's still a terrific movie. I love The Jungle Book. Man, last week Disney's Zootopia left, and I had to say goodbye to that one, and now I'm probably going to have to say goodbye to The Jungle Book. This is pretty sad times, man. I don't know if I can deal with this. And finally, number 10, the movie I was referring to earlier, The Nice Guys. It only made $3 million this weekend, and that adds to a total of $29 million, which is a little less than its $50 million budget. That is very disappointing because The Nice Guys is like one of my favorite movies of the whole year, and it didn't even get its budget back. That actually really makes me sad. I wish more people went out to see it and give it all the monies in the world, but hey, what can I do? I'm not some marketer or whatever. I don't work in the film industry. I don't decide what people go see, but I wish I could, because then I'd let them see The Nice Guys, and then it'd get its budget back, and then yay, The Nice Guys is awesome. But whatever, you know. Oh. Anyways, let's move on to my new predictions for next week. Now, I'm gonna say that number 1 will be The Conjuring 2, because the first Conjuring opened with like $40 million, and I think The Conjuring 2 will be able to open at number 1. And I might be crazy for saying this, but I think Warcraft will be number 2, because as much as a lot of people are hyping this up to be like, this is probably going to be the video game movie where they actually get good, the reviews so far are not very good for Warcraft. So I'm going to say that's going to lower people's expectations of seeing it. I'm going to say it loses to The Conjuring 2. Then I'm going to say number 3 is Now You See Me 2. Basically because the first movie opened with 29 million, and I'm expecting TMNT to like get like maybe just like 20 million or 18, 15 million, 15 million next weekend, because, you know, it opened so low. So I'm going to say Now You See Me 2 is number 3. And then I'm going to say Out of the Shadows is number 4. And then I'm going to say XMen Apocalypse is number 5. But what are your predictions for next week's top 5? Leave them in the comments below. And if you got your predictions right for this week, you're going to get a shout out right now. Unless you didn't get it right then. Whoops. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.